we have like a lineup?
I mean in the lobby, but.
Oh really?
Which team? Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we need them to. There we go. That's what I did.
Nice. Teams and players.
I got U.S. Army right there. I'm kind of surprised they have a team.
All right.
Versus.
So for U.S. Army and Chocobros.
Yeah. Oh, it's in alphabetical order. I'm dumb.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome back to another match at Revolution Esports. Here we have the U.S. Army Overwatch
US
Academy
Overwatch.
here. U.S. Overwatch is today.
Oh god, Team USA boys.
U.S. Army Overwatch Academy here is today going up against Chocobros. Should be a good match. On the Chocobros side here, we have Ponyo, Ignored Pie 8, Snotty, Ono, Pikachu, Bo.
No, there's two more. Did you miss them?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's just Bo, honestly.
Just Bobo. Let's do Bobo. That's fine.
Yeah, probably. Then on the USA US Overwatch Academy team. There
US
we go.
Army.
I'll get it US Army Academy team. I'll get it one of these times.
Oh my god. So it's just disrespect, dude. Do you
Yeah.
even care?
I do care. We have Rathion, Wings, Band Beyond, Mage, Perry, RB1, Spork, and that's going to be our lineup. Should be a good match. I wonder if we'll see any sim from Mage here, because that's kind of what he's known for on the ladder and on his stream. So you gotta wonder if we're gonna be seeing more sim strats because of that, or if it's just gonna be what we usually see.
Wish just told me what spec they play, or not spec, what role they play. Rathion is the tank. Winks is the support? Question mark? I don't know. Looks like it.
Yeah, we'll find out eventually.
So US.
But should be a good match today.
Why is it USAE Acad?
US. I don't know. We bull. That is what I agree to.
Army Esports Academy.
Maybe. Timer, we are ready. All right, both sides are ready. I'm gonna cast.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get into this.
I keep getting this confused with PTR. Okay, so we're gonna see double shield. I assume they'll stick to the meta, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Here, the meta. I mean, teams could be practicing dive here, maybe in scrims, but I don't know about in a match.
No, you don't practice.
Yeah,
but
I don't think we'll be seeing much dive.
But Ilia's Ruins, you could theoretically play Widow and not stick to the meta. Although it's you have to have a Widow specialist, and Widow specialists like nowadays it's so hard to most people aren't Widow specialists. You know what I mean? Like they've been out of practice for so long. It seems. I mean, Widow is playable somewhat, but most of the time people it'll really pop off.
Yeah, if you have a one-trick Widowmaker in too for just this map, yeah, you win this map. But what about those other two? They're not so good for Widowmaker. Yeah. So you can't really bring in a one-trick.
Right. So the Widow, if it's not a one-trick, it's got to really pop out of the game of your life to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, it's just it's just better sticking to the meta.
I see two very interesting non-meta comps right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, Mage, he is known for his Symmetra.
Is that the guy you know?
Yeah, he's the streamer mage looking for
Mage. Okay.
he's guy Sirius made fun of, I think.
Or you
Might
seen
have
a
been
Bastion?
someone
I've
else.
never seen a Bastion on this map before. This is crazy.
I wonder if they're gonna try and TP to maybe to that pillar there, but that is gonna be weird. And we will see the Rein Zarya from
Oh, dude, the Doomfist is gonna have
Chocobros
so
here.
much fun against this Bastion
This
comp.
is gonna be a fun match to watch. It's like they're setting up. Doomfist punches the Risa. Risa has no gold. The Bastion is set up though and manages to kill the Doomfist. Looks like Chocobros here trying not to engage as fast as they can here. That is an immortality field coming out. Saves the Bastion from death. Can Chocobros do it? No, they fall. Looks like this is gonna go into the favor of US here.
The Doom, he didn't go for the Bastion, man. He punched. He had a great like setup. He came in before they were set up, which is right, even though his team was not there, you know. But like he didn't hit the Bastion, so it's kind of like you're gonna die.
As soon as they get set up there too, that Bastion sim combo is gonna be a strong defense, especially with that Baptiste field coming in.
And Raytheon is looking like he's 1-for-1 on pulls on the Doom. So if he keeps that up, the Doom is gonna be useless.
Yeah, I think we might see a shatter here come out from the side of Chocobros. Maybe get a big shatter, but there is a TP that could take the Bastion out of harm's way.
Oh, that's dirty.
Setup here. Maybe a dive almost with Rein Zarya. Could be weird. Bastion does... Sim teleports back, gets rid of the teleport. Bastion falls. Sim wall is used. Sigma falls on the side of the US. The point is flipped. Looks like we'll be seeing many ultimates come out from either side. Bo falls on the side. Spork falls off the map. That's not where you want to be. This might fall back into the favor of the US Army here. Chocobros fell back a little bit there, thinking that the fight was maybe over. But looks like we got a 3v4 coming on here. Ooh, a big slam comes out. That's two. Bastion sets up. Looks like they're going to try and aggress here.
Had an amazing play, like dodging the Doomfist punch, and then he went back down into the point and just got destroyed. That was awkward. Just like that Ryan's death is also very awkward. I don't know how that happened.
Forgot how much damage Bastion dealt, it seems.
Yes. Well, it's easy to forget, right? You don't see him very much. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. He just destroys everything.
And you forget, oh, my shield's gone now and I'm dead. It's... Bastion is set up. Immortality field is used. Meteor strike coming in. We don't have a pull from any side. Ooh, but we have a grab. But looks like it might not get any value. Maybe just one kill here. Coalescence coming out from the side of US. That's four major ultimates coming out here. They don't even have 99 on the point. If you're Chocobros here, you're happy with that much of an investment. Ooh, but you invest the
no.
And the Coalescence. That's
dude,
not what you want to see.
The Doom just slightly messed up. The Sigma shield was right next to the Bastion when the Doom was ulting. They did a great job to kill the lamp before he came down, but he came down on the wrong side of the Sigma shield and did damage the Bastion. All it just got massacred by him. That's the whole reason that fight went so south for Chocobos.
Not what you want to see from both sides there. That ultimate investment could be huge.
That was such a good play too. I don't know why the Bastion set up. He was like asking for death. He just messed up his ultimate, the Doomfist ult. Otherwise he would have for sure killed him.
You have to remember, Doomfist ult goes from the ground. It does not care about anything if it is slightly above the ground.
Unless it's shields. Shields it doesn't go through, of course.
Yeah.
Which is what happened, unfortunately.
Field investment here. Looks like they're just going to wait it out. Maybe go to the right. We do have Sim on a kind of off angle here. Ooh, Bo falls. The sim wall is used. If you're Chocobros here, I don't think you should invest much, but Ryan goes in and he falls with a beat. Looks like this is going to go in the favor of US Army.
They just want to die here. You gotta get out real quick, so I think Ryan did the right play running in after you saw that the Doom went down. The Doom did a good job of distracting. It's just he didn't get too far enough away. Like he went that pillar like closest to the Bastion, so that like he was easy to take out. It was perfect timing too, though. That's unfortunate.
Looks like we're seeing a Mei swap here instead of a Reaper. Honestly, their engages are good. They're just slightly off by the tiniest amount. Konya will fall. Bobo will fall. Ryan looks like he's going to try and charge the Bastion off the map, but he fails and dies. The Coalescence is used. Looks like this is going to the side of the US Army here.
Oh my god, dude, that's the worst feeling when you... Well, not only the Ryan dying, but like the Mora, like she does her little bail, then she just dies before she can even start doing her damage.
Getting pulled back as a Reiner when you're planning to charge off the map and you don't is one of the worst feelings I think that you can ever have.
It's close with the Mora dying as you're calling, because after you get that call off, like that second you're vulnerable. As soon as you get that call going, like you're almost invincible because you get healed like Mercy Pocket and you're so fast. And it's like,
maybe like a sleep threat to an Nanoblade if you're the Genji.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of things that are like equatable, like different roles and whatever,
Yeah.
different characters. But like they had 2 of those happen in the same fight, so that's just you're not gonna win if that happens.
Yeah, looks like we'll be seeing the same comp here from the U.S. Army, and looks like we'll be seeing more of a traditional comp.
Is that a one-trick Bastion player? I didn't see his profile.
I did not see it. We might have a one-trick Bastion and Sim. It can work.
Let me see. Well, it's working so far.
Looks like the Far is going to be trying to spam them out. Let's see if they can spam them out before they get set up. Ooh, and they fall. That's not what you want to see. And Chocobros set up. Looks like they have a somewhat of a cross angle here, but I don't think they're
Mercy,
getting much
she super jumped into it, dude. No.
Oh, you hate to see it. If you're the Far out here, that's a very aggressive play. Maybe you want to play it that fast, get rid of your staggers, but maybe you just want to play it slow. Looks like U.S. Army is not looking to play it fast. So you play it slow, get that Mercy back, maybe you win. But they're going to be set up here on the point. Chocobro's going to
the Pharah was in a 6th spot behind him, but like she exposed herself, and the Mercy super jumped like right into the Bastion sight lane, and then down's Doom's going. I don't know. It's a little disjointed.
Yeah, very much split on the engage, but Baptiste will fall to Bo. Looks like it's going to be a coalescence coming out from Chocobros here. Bastion is still remaining. Oh, he falls. That's 4 quick picks.
Oh my god.
Make it 5. Wow.
That was the engage they were looking for sure. I feel like the army could have reset up like at the other side, like by the opening.
Especially with that Sim TP. Oh, is that gonna be put off the map at spawn? No. I wish it was, but
this is. I'm surprised they didn't swap out Bastion, because the Doom has so many areas to hide and just jump down onto you. But he's not really taking an aggressive spot. His positioning, like he should be up in the top, just ready to fucking pounce on him.
The Far should be scouting too here, but she notices where they're going, gets a barrage, only kills one, and then dies. Is getting rezzed, however. But we still have an advantage of 1-2 Chocobros right now. That's Coalescence coming out, and the Baptiste field. Baptiste field falls, but so does an Orisa on the side of Chocobros. And that's a Baptiste field coming out. Looks like the U.S. Army might take this back despite their low health pool. Yeah, they're all set up again. Looks like this might be in favor of them. Bastion gets set up, falls, however. Maybe not what you want to see here. Maybe if you're Chocobros here, you can stall for long enough. But there is a Sim in the back line. Managed to kill the Pharah, but they also fall. Moira is the only one left on point. Looks like Doomfist and Orisa will be coming back here. Baptiste field comes out. Oh, that could be a huge pull. Oh, Sally does not get anyone. And Doomfist falls. Orisa's the only one setting up on point right now, trying to stall maybe for a life here. Maybe for the... She can win it. Pharah comes back here. Maybe a little bit too early. Maybe you want to wait till that Orisa dies. Pharah can't contest point. Has that Mercy back, however. Maybe gets a pick on the way out, but doesn't look like it.
The Orisa pool almost got somebody. The Pharah boop almost booped the Bastion in there. Otherwise, I think they would have had it. It's just they aren't collapsing at the right time. It seems like this very disjointed.
We have a lot of ults from each side here. Almost 6 from the side of Chocobros and almost 5 from the side of the U.S. Army. This is going to be an ult spammy fight.
Yeah, all 6 coming up, and so they should be able to make this happen.
They place
that's TP up top is nasty.
Yeah, get a nice retreat up there if you get dove. Looks like that's a Sim wall coming out too, which could be huge. This is a lot of ultimates. Pharah gets a kill on the barrage, gets knocked down though, gets a kill on the Orisa. This could go to the side of the Chocobros here. Doomfist ult not finding any value. This looks like it's going to go on the side of Chocobros here, getting a kill on the Symmetra. Moira getting flung across the map and into the pit. Looks like Chocobros is going to win this.
TP. It was these TPs are really awesome. Like the where place he could have been, like up top, he would have been able to deny that Pharah coming in. But as it is, he just gets destroyed by the ult.
You have a 2 to 3 ultimate advantage coming in here from the side of the U.S. Army. You wonder how are they going to use these ults maybe to get the most effective value. Maybe you get like a 700 damage Bastion shot from each one of his shots. However, that could be difficult to do because that takes a lot of setup, but Mage is going to fall right now. Signal is used, finds the Baptiste. Baptiste low, uses Immortality Field, however it gets broke. Orisa falling on the side of the U.S. Army. Looks like Baptiste, however, does get a pick. Bastion uses ult, gets a pick on the Mercy. That's a barrage. Gets 1 kill so far. Bastion gets another pick. This looks like it might go to the side of Chocobros.
Yeah, the Pharah was the MVP that last fight. He knew that he was free to. The U.S. Army's limited like hit scan ability. Like the Bastion obviously isn't gonna stop you. So he was poking him the whole way up, and he like got his ultimate so quick again, just because he was hitting at least one person with every single rocket on the way up. And by the time they got to where they wanted to be, what?
When you're finding the situation, you want to be getting as much spam as you can. And
Yeah.
because if you help them, if they get set up with the least amount of health possible, that's great for you guys.
Right. And they'd already like almost lost somebody by the time they set up, and then they just got split. They were so thrown off, it looked like, because they went all in different directions. Like the Rissa got stuck outside, got destroyed, and the Pharah was high enough to where she was shooting over the shields pretty much the entire time. So it was just it's pretty much every single, like both the last two fights she had her ultimate.
Looks like we're going to be seeing a Ryan Zarya come up from the side of Chocobros here. Gotta wonder how they're running that, considering it did not work last time. However, this time they do have the Mei and the Pharah.
They still have the Sigmas, hopefully that...
Mage
oh my
falls.
god.
And the Mortality Field was used. That's getting no value. Baptiste falls off the map. This is a 3-man advantage on the side of Chocobros here. Sigma just jumps off the map. U.S. Army knew they were done.
The Chocobros are starting to get it, dude. They're figuring out. The Pharah in particular is just starting to get his punches in, like, often and hard, because they're just getting him on the rotations, which is what you have to do. They aren't even giving him any time to set up.
Falls again. We've been seeing him get picked pretty early in these last few fights. It seems that Chocobros has figured out what they need to be doing.
And I really like the Sigma swap by them too. That really helps to close the gap with the shift and whatnot. And the extra shield is obviously definitely not something that you can just completely ignore.
I think if you're,
they swapped off.
You're kind of scared right now. Oh, they do swap off the Bastion though, wondering if maybe they won't get his red as much, but that's going to be a TP to point. However, Baptiste does fall. Ryan gets a pin here, but he gets walled in. Let's see if he dies. He could shatter, but no, he falls. Bobobo gets another pick onto the Moira. This is a messy fight here. That's a barrage coming from Bobobo. Already gets 2 kills. Looks like he's going for a barrage. Just Sigma and Mei on the point here. Sigma falls. Mei also falls.
I think their comp is actually really good, especially because when they had the BAP and the Mora, because they lost the BAP, they still had the Mora for like a lot of heals, especially since they got the point. But the Chocobos had a bit too many ults. It was just like, it was a lost fight unless you like made a hero play. So I think they had the right strat. It's just they didn't come out on it, so they've already fight down and ult charge down.
Chocobros is also playing it very well with this comp. How that they found a comp for that fast engage that they need, yet keeping the health up.
Yeah, they can't set up, and the Mei doesn't provide you enough for the Pharah to be scared.
Yeah. It's like we'll see them be setting up. Man, this is a way they haven't gone before. Maybe trying to change the wheel because it was not working last time. Mei takes the high ground here to maybe try and contest that Fire Mercy, but I don't know how effective it will be. U.S. Army kind of staying back for now, maybe hoping for some ultimate investment. Oh, looks like we'll see a teleporter onto the objective. 3 people are there, but it seems they're also split from their team. This is a huge split coming out from U.S. Army, but they get 2 kills, and that Reinhardt misses his shatter. This is going on the side of U.S. Army, it looks like. I was not.
Yeah, they're all split, yeah, but the symmetric shield was like crucial for them and to be able to turn that fight. Otherwise, they definitely would have lost it. But you know, that's a huge ult to be lost. But I think they definitely got lucky to come out on top of the fight.
It's lucky too. They blocked that shatter on the exact frame that it was needed.
Okay,
otherwise,
that explains it.
Fallen.
Because Ryan, in theory, should get really good shatters here, because like they can't really, other than Sigma, have like mobile shield or anything. So that's really fortunate.
A lot of ultimates this fight from both sides. 3 from Chocobros as they engage, in 5 maybe from U.S. Army here. That's a huge barrage from behind. Gets 2. Oh, Pikachu tries to res. Does not get the res off. That is a blizzard coming in though. Looks like they might take this here. They have an advantage. That's a mail though from U.S. Army bros, and it looks like maybe 3 people get caught in it. 1 falls. Looks like they won't have enough time to kill them all though. Mei goes into the ice block, maybe stalling for enough time for other people to get back, but the only person who could get back is Mage right now. He's walking back, places the TP onto point. He gets through. Oh, a Ball also gets through. They need to break that TP as fast as they can. This might be enough for it to stall. Ball gets hammered down, gets killed. There are no deaths though on the side of U.S. Army. That Spork falls. Maybe they can stall enough. Baptiste is coming back, however. That's a Sigma coming out from the side of Chocobros. Will get the Sigma, and this is going to go in the favor of Chocobros.
Okay. Valiant effort, but in the end of the day, the Pharah was just getting too much, and they didn't swap to anything really threatening for her until, I guess, here at the McCree. But obviously he's slow, wasn't able to get back for the stall. It was a good stall, but it was all for nothing because the Pharah's ults just getting too much value, at least 2 every single time, and you'll take that all the time. And the Mei is nice; it's a good theory, but like the Chocobos are just getting in such a like they're getting into the flow of it, of just like, okay, here they come, and we're gonna get the Pharah's gonna get 2 or 3, at least 2 or 3 rockets in between like the Mega to the point to where it's like demolishing somebody, and then they just don't make it a point without losing somebody.
It seems like they really found their win condition. Like,
right.
In the first map, it didn't look like quite they knew what they were doing. They let them set up and then they engaged. But during this, they've been engaging as they're setting up, making sure they can get those kills. And it's been really, really important for them.
I think the first map was won by US Army because the Chocobros were uncomfortable running Pharah because they assumed maybe there would have been a Widow or a hit scan of some sort because it's such a hit scan friendly map. So I'm thinking that if I was US Army, what I would be thinking is, okay, so this team obviously loves their Pharah. They have a really good Pharah player. I'm going to expect Pharah every time it's possible. I'm going to pick a map that Pharah can't be played, so that way we can try to mitigate her effectiveness. A lot of times if you play like Oasis, sometimes it depends on which one you get. That's the thing if you play the control, because then you don't know which one you're gonna get. Because some of them are good for Pharah, some of them aren't. I don't know
Maybe
the map pool, but I'm trying to think of maps where Pharah isn't played. Like Junkertown would be good, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, because open air.
That's what I'd be thinking. Like maps where she can't be played as well.
Looks like we'll be going into Assault though. Maybe if you're here, what do you think? What do you think that they're gonna run here? You have that Bastion on defense, obviously. Maybe you don't actually. Maybe you swap fit for a May.
And the Doomfist for Chocobros, when he was playing Doom, he was doing okay, but the Raytheon was on Orisa. If you can get him on Orisa, his pulls were really good on the Doom, so he knows how to do that really well. So I would say if you force Bobo onto Doom as opposed to Pharah, that's a win for your team, generally speaking. So if he didn't play Pharah, that seems like what they're gonna do, which is pretty much with the meta. So that's to be expected, but I think his Pharah was getting obviously a whole lot more value than his Doom.
Definitely. That Doomfist too, it seems like they weren't quite ready on how to engage on that Bastion.
That's why I can't hear you, by the way.
Oh. Maybe they weren't ready to engage on that Bastion.
So I can't hear you.
Really? Oh, what's going on? 1 second.
But anyway, so we are going to Havana, which is definitely a strong pick. For the army, so definitely one where Pharah is not. Shouldn't see Pharah. She's not really that strong here. A lot of hit scan, at least the first point. So the first point, the hit scans, we'll see if they actually go with the normal method, where you go up top, put the shields down, have a Widow, or Hanzo. You can have both on either side, pretty much, or they try to stick with the Symmetra, because obviously we've seen Symmetra pretty much the whole time out of Mage, so that's pretty strong if you can get up top with it or kind of flank around. Otherwise, her value is pretty limited depending on what the defenders play.
Initiating match.
Yeah, maybe if you're Chocobros,
the Bastion, obviously, they could whip that out again. That's pretty strong at this current meta, especially.
Maybe if you're Chocobros.
I still can't hear you.
That's weird. Maybe if you're Chocobros here. Shape, can you hear me, by the way? If
you're still trying to get his stuff together, so it's all good. We'll
1 second.
See what they pick here in a few seconds. I would be very surprised if they didn't go Bastion though, because I mean they were running it really well. It looks like they obviously have it down. U.S. Army, that is, but. Okay, there it is. So the Mage. I'm surprised about the Symmetra still. I mean, I know he's that's his thing, but Symmetra's value is going to be pretty low, except for the fact that they are going for Doom. So I'm surprised with both. Again with the Pharah. So like I said, the Pharah is going to be their go-to, because he was just really getting a lot of value. So which is surprising, but if. It's just the turrets are not going to get much value from Symmetra, and it's with a payload. That's the thing. That's why Bastion on a payload is so strong, because he's going to be moving the whole time, right? So he's as long as you're not just standing still as Bastion when you set up, then you're a lot harder to deal with, obviously. So they're doing a good job of I think it's a very good play here to be so close. Not gonna let him set up with the Reinhardt. The lamp does go down, so the Bastion should stay up for a little bit longer. It is killed.
Major gets picked off, and the Bastion also gets charged. This is going to be a close hold from Chocobros here. Going to get that Sigma. That's a solid hold there. Maybe get yourself a little bit over on that ult advantage, but it's really the time here that matters and what you can do with that time. And with this close hold, they're ensuring that Chocobros cannot set up here. Chocobros going to go out, not Chocobros, US Army here, going to go out the right door. Maybe try and go for a sneaky setup. However, the Pharah does spot them, and they're going for the engage. Ooh, that's a solid left shift here from the Orisa. Oh, this Reinhardt may be in a bad position that he doesn't want to be and get shredded. Can this happen? Ooh, a huge barrage coming out. But will it be enough? They do get the res on the Reinhardt, however, they cost a Mercy for it. This might be a one fight here, but the Coalescence comes out. I don't think you use that here, to be honest. Maybe you win it, but you don't need that Coalescence.
There's a spawn advantage, man. Like, yeah, I agree. It's definitely an overusage, but in the end of the day, as long as you win that fight, I guess it's okay, because as long as you get the Bastion set up, you're obviously really strong in the neutral fight. So I understand that, but yeah, definitely.
And you did pull a barrage out from the other side, but they will have about 3 to 4 ults coming into this fight from Chocobros and 2.
Oh, the Doom coming from behind.
Oh, we have the Doom and the Far going on the flank. Huge pick. That symbol not getting much value, it seems. That could be huge in the upcoming fights, but 3 picks, 4 picks from the side.
The sim wall was just like 2 feet too far to the left, man, or you know, whatever direction you want to say that is. It's just too far to the side, and they got the rocket and the Doom coming at the same time. So definitely they're adapting to the Bastion. I think you gotta get off the Bastion if you're US Army.
Yeah. Honestly, that sim wall is a very difficult ultimate to place, because you place it 1 foot off and it's not useful.
Yeah, as long as they get that 1 kill through it, or you know, on the side of it where you misplace it, then the value just drops dramatically, and it's still very hard to win the fight, even with that powerful ult.
And it seems like Chocobros is definitely going for a more style that does not care at all about shields. They're rushing that Reinhardt. Don't know if I can swear or not, so I'm not going to. Immortality Field plays down.
But
looks like US Army is falling back, and they lost that. Oh. That fire strike.
The way they're playing it, dude, because they just like steamroll in there, like I imagine the U.S. Army is just like bowling pins, and there's 1 big bowling ball coming down the lane, dude. And then you just cue the bowling sound and just strike. That's what I feel like right now.
Yeah, it's difficult because we saw how well they performed when Chocobros didn't want to go up against each other. That's an Immortality Field, maybe used a little bit too early. Coming down all half health, but getting relatively healed up fast, but losing a Bastion for it. That Orisa's in their team gets the pick, however. We have to remember, spawn advantage is a huge fact. Mercy does fall. Even if they win this, ooh, not the Coalescence I'd like to see. Good wall, but I think the US Army, what's really holding them back on this point here is not realizing that they have that spawn advantage massively, and they don't need to invest those big ults.
Yeah, but the time's running out, so they might be starting to get a little desperate. And I give credit to Chocobros for using that high ground and just jumping up. I would like to see US Army take a more proactive approach, put the May up there or something to try to thwart him from going up, because the Doomfist is just like having his way and just getting exactly where he wants to be before the fight.
Definitely. We have a barrage here from Bobo too, which have been huge in the past. Oh, he goes for it. However, they have seen it coming. Sigma Shield comes in, gets broken on the way through. All they cost was maybe the Bastion, but they also get pulled out. Reinhardt will fall. Gets rezzed, however. That's not something you see very often. But this could go either way right now. Reinhardt is split onto his team. If that Reinhardt can get back,
if we keep him up, I think they win this.
I think US Army is going to take this now that Reinhardt has fallen. But the Pharah is back.
Thought it was over, but no. Okay, so I have to give massive props to the tanks from US Army. The Orisa shield blocked him, and then the Sigma threw his shield up, and the Pharah had to get through both of them to kill the Bastion. So that's all she got was the Bastion. She just barely got him. I'm surprised she lived. Like I think the Bastion should be able to take her out, because it took a full 2 or 3 seconds for her to blast through both shields.
If you're that far there, maybe go for a little bit lower of a barrage, maybe even a sneaky barrage from behind, right? They had the time. But I think they just were carrying way too much.
Before she was with the Bastion, the Doomfist when they came in, and that was great. But then this time she comes out a different angle.
Yeah, and definitely she was almost alone. Oh, I thought that got eaten, but I don't think that male is finding much value in its current position.
It's definitely zoning them, not making them want to engage where they want, but it could have been better, true.
Oh, the Orisa is split right now. Gets walled off. Sigma is in a corner. I don't think he can leave that corner right now. That's interesting.
got CC for a little bit there. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Let's watch this team fight, but regardless, they win anyway, so it's all good. The high ground that this map gives you, it's just like it's so hard to play Bastion on these points now. And they're really doing what they need to do to engage at the same time. They're really coordinated. It's working very well now.
We have 2 big tank ults coming out here from the side of Chocobros with Bobo, and ooh, now a barrage.
Sigma shifts down. That's big.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a Baptiste field, but they just rotate around it expertly. That's a huge barrage, as expected. Ooh, that's a lot of ultimate investment, actually.
I mean, their hold is still very good, but yeah, definitely that Sigma was not needed.
Maybe all you need is that Farrell. I don't even know how much value the Reinhardt Shatter got.
Oh, they shattered. I didn't even hear there's so many animations going on. Yeah, that's huge. Because like
now
if
we
you
have...
hold near the door, you could easily get a shatter in no matter what.
Now we have 1, maybe 2 ults from the side of Chocobros, in 4 from the side of the U.S. Army. Not what you expect.
But they're gonna need it. This is one of, if not the last fight.
Yeah. Bobobo, however, is already 70% to another barrage. That's insane.
Like, average like ult every 1.2 fights, basically.
Yeah. He might get another one here if he... Oh, this is a weird split push here from Chocobros. Oh, that's a cut-off barrage. And we'll see... Oh, however, this might go in the side of Chocobros, considering. There's... Mercy falls. If he can get this pick on this Orisa, maybe... Orisa does fall, and it looks like it's going to be a 3v2. Spawn advantage is a big factor. Moira is coming back. The Reinhardt seems to be back, though. But if you're Chocobros here, maybe you go for a little bit later engage. Farah is back, however, almost with the Mercy. It's almost a 6v6 again. However, the Orisa is going to be late, comparatively. Ooh, that Moira has no fade close to the team, does fall. So does Mage. That's a Sigil coming out with a Bastion. Bastion will manage to find asymmetric. And Moira, Bastion lives that somehow. Does get set up, also falls. Looks like we're going to see an aggressive push. Bobobo, once again, getting these kills. Looks like they'll be killing the Orisa. Sigma next to fall, and that's going to be it.
The Ryan is really working out for them. They're playing it right. Like they're being very decisive, and like when they go in, and you have to like as a Bastion, like there's so many threats at the same time. Like he's just getting overwhelmed, and that's exactly what you want to do, of course, because the Pharah, Doom, and Ryan charging at you at the same time. Like which one do you want to take care of? Because they're all threats.
Honestly, I'm loving this Reinhardt from the side of Chocobros because they're using it like a Winston almost, but they don't have to go to any high ground, really, because U.S. Army is not using the high ground as much as maybe we'd like to see them.
Yeah, so, the inside has a lot of like corners that the Ryan is abusing really well, and so when they're waiting, and a lot of times they're doing a great job of just waiting for the payload to get to that extra meter or two, so the Ryan is able to, that 1 or 2 meters less that the Ryan has to run to get to the Bastion to the whole team. So by the time he's swinging, it only takes him a second to get the card, and then he's swinging it on everybody.
They're even using that Reinhardt shield as a tool so they can sustain until they're going for that engagement, until the Pharah is in position, until the Doomfist is in position, which is really what you want to see.
Yeah, and once the Ryan gets behind your Orisa shield, like it's gonna be, assuming he doesn't even have Shatter, it's your whole team's getting swung at, because that's how the Bastion team works. It's like a death ball. So if you have an AoE swing like the hammer, you're gonna get 2, 3, 4 every single swing, and it's just your team cannot live through that. Even and it's gonna hit a lamp too. Chances are as well when it's swinging. So that lamp it disappears really quick.
I like what I'm seeing here from US Esports. They're putting that Sim TV back just as a disengagement tool, which
let's see if he uses it this time though. He hasn't used it.
There is a Bastion on the side of Chocobros, which we have not seen before. So maybe the US Army won't be expecting this. Looks like they're going for the engage. Bastion is set up behind. Bobobo falls to the Bastion, unfortunately. Immortality field around the corner, however, gets broken by Mage. If you're Chocobros here, you're not in the best positions because you're down a major part of your comp with that Pharah.
Yeah, the Bastion spent a lot of time in Sentry Mode, this is good.
Ooh, that's a boot. Trying to push people in. Does not get the Bastion, however. That Immortality field keeping some people alive here, and these heals are massive.
This comp from Chocobros is so weird because you got a Pharah without a Mercy. That's almost always a bad idea, right? And so it's like, who do you heal? Because like the BAP and the Moira are gonna have trouble healing your Pharah. She's got to stay close to everybody, which is obviously in range of the Bastion and the Metro.
We're gonna see a Coalescence from both sides. Baptiste field coming out from one, Baptiste field coming out from the other. I think U.S. Army might win this because of that Sim wall. However, it's falling. It actually gets broken. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god.
But it's irrelevant.
Yeah. I think that Sim shield is what won on that because they had to put 5,000 extra damage into the enemy.
Next patch, they win that. Next patch, once the Sim wall gets nerfed, they win that. But unfortunately,
1,000 health is a big difference.
Yes, exactly. So I think they're learning. Yeah. Okay. So now we got a Mercy with the Pharah. That's the pharmacy. If you don't one without the other, you need it.
and a Maywall maybe to try and cut them off, but I think what I'd like to see is maybe you Maywall that Bastion up, make sure Immortality Field can't reach him.
I think he might have missed it.
Him off. Immortality Field coming out with a barrage. We've seen how these have been. That's a huge four-man barrage.
Put it on the montage.
I cannot count.
We got like the lamps and whatnot messing up the kill feed. It's hard to keep track, right?
Yeah.
So they once again the Pharaohs is just their bread and butter. So yeah, now comes the challenging part because if you try to set the Bastion, if you go up top, never mind, that's a good spot. I didn't think about that.
That's a good spot. However, you have to contest sometime.
You gotta send somebody.
Yeah. Oh, there is a Sim TP. That Sim TP could be huge. However, the Bastion teleports back. Maybe if they can break that Sim TP, that's a huge pin. Coming out. These two seem to be split. Maybe that Reinhardt falls, or looks like they're going back into the TP. Yeah, that's... Orisa sticking around for a while. Manages to fall. Stays around just a little bit too long. Far on a Sigma, all the way in the back. Sim is pushed up on the cart here. Trying to get that high charge Bastion all the way in the back, of course. Immortality Field is used, but not on the Bastion, making him vulnerable when the Sim Shield will drop. Doesn't seem to focus. The Bastion coming out. Can it get a pick? Gets a Moira. Looks like it might get a Mei. That's a Sigma ult coming out too, and a Coalescence. That's 3 ults coming out from potentially already 1 fight.
Oh man. The U.S. Army really knows how to use this, use and abuse, I suppose, this Sim TP where they TP down, the Orisa TP down, immediately had her shield ready to go when she went down, so the Ryan kind of messed up with the great charge, but they know how to use this. They're obviously really well practiced in this comp, so that's why they're using it, even though it's definitely not ideal, and the Pharaohs kind of having the way with their team in a lot of a lot of ways, but they're making it work.
I think what you want to see here, honestly, is that Sim TP destroyed a little bit earlier than from Chocobros. I think if they got that, they get the Sim pick and an Orisa pick there, which could be huge. That's a Maywall off on the Bastion. Sigil coming out, gets only the Mage who will fall afterwards. Coalescence coming out, gets the Bongo and the thing. Looks like we'll have a Res 2 on the Reinhardt. This could be huge. Barrage incoming, gets the Bastion, and gets the Sigma. Looks like we'll have...
I was really worried for Chocobros just because they were ignoring the Bastion for so long, but I mean, if you eventually killed him, I guess he didn't really do enough. I'm surprised he didn't kill more than before. So he had a free range for like 10 seconds nearly.
Yeah, it's very weird, but we'll have a Mail come in from Chocobros and a Shatter this time. I think those are 2 massive ultimates. That's also a massive pick.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing against the Bastion. Make sure you have them set up, put down a Orisa shield, and then you back off.
Okay, they're glad they had the res there.
Yeah. Make them set up, move, reset up the shield, and then do it again. So they're
there is a Mei under the ground too. I don't think she got spotted. Baptiste Field comes out early, or Immortality Field. That's not what you expect, and that means it cannot save them anymore. That Mail also comes out. That's a C9. Man, that just happens whenever I cast on the second map, I suppose.
The second map. Just the second one, though. No more.
Yeah. Happened last time, happened this time. Oh, and here we see Bobo.
You can skip this. We know what it is.
Yeah, it's a 5-man barrage.
We did skip.
I'm sorry, Bo. I can't pronounce your name, first of all. And second of all. Oof. Pure, Bo. Maybe that gets a little anger in your feet.
It's on the VOD, dude. It's on the VOD. You got it.
You go back. You go back. You have the replay. No need to be angry.
Yeah. I think like U.S. Army they need to rethink with it. I think the sim is getting a lot of value, but like
once their Bastion gets found out, that's really when they struggle.
Yeah, but even then, like on the first point when they captured the first point, Chocobros did, the Bastion was free firing for like 10 seconds. So
yeah,
I don't know what to say. I'm torn on the why it's not working.
Yeah, maybe their way with dealing with the Bastion is to not deal with the Bastion,
which is should never work, but it did. I don't know what, like I'd have to break down like what he was shooting at and like why it didn't die.
Yeah,
because if a Bastion shoots at something, it dies every single time. It doesn't matter what it is, anything in the game.
Yeah,
unless it's like immortality around the corner, which they did not even have. So
yeah, maybe you're next up. Like I don't know how you don't get that much value out of a Bastion, to be honest. I feel like you should definitely get more, especially if you're alive for that long. And he did have the Sim Shield, making it so only people on his right could hurt him, and from a very small angle, because the way he was playing in that corridor. I don't...
I don't know. I don't know if something was wrong with the target focus or missing shots, or props to Chocobros for taking cover whenever they were getting targeted fast enough. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. The angle might have gotten weird if they got close enough to the garage, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Because you got Mercy flying around there. I mean, she should go down pretty like immediately. Like you see Mercy flying across the screen by the payload, like you're gonna mow her down as Bastion, but that's just a
Definitely.
theory. So what is it? 1-1 now?
No, Chocobros at 2-0, I
Oh,
believe.
2-0.
Yeah, they
Oh
won.
yeah, because they picked a map where Far isn't okay, but this map
Yeah.
Far is really good. So I mean, Bastion's obviously really good, no
Yeah.
2CP. So I don't know.
There is not.
Both playing to their strengths here.
Yeah, it's the question of what is stronger on this map.
But
Is it a Far or a Bastion?
Yeah, and I assume the U.S. Army will have to attack first. I mean, you would usually pick defense first. So when you play Bastion, you'll know exactly what you need to do to win. So
seems like we'll have a swap here too.
who do they swap out?
They swapped Revy in. I don't know who they swapped out. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't remember. I know Mage. That's
I have a bad memory. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not that.
Was it Ono or is he on? No, he's on the other team. We'll find out eventually. I'm sorry,
if we
whoever it
don't
was.
see a Bastion, we know that who was playing Bastion for them.
I believe that was Band Beyond.
I think you're right.
I think they do have it organized mostly on the side of U.S. Army Esports by role. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So it might be a change into the supports, which we really haven't been looking at from the side of.
Well, that's the support life, right? You can just get ignored.
Yeah.
Nobody knows
I can't.
Unless like your Ana hit a 6 sleep or something, or mess up.
Unless we see like a 3-man nade out of you, it's really difficult to.
Yeah, if you play Mora, like we only like notice your faults. Like that call was not needed.
Yeah, honestly, I think Mora needs something to say that you're being healed, because you don't know when that Mora is on you. To be honest, it's kind of difficult
when you're being healed by it.
Yeah.
You don't see. Yeah, I mean, your health just gets skyrockets. Yeah. So I guess if you're looking there, you'll see it.
Yeah, you feel like old Brig. I believe, by the way, it was Tom Hara that got subbed out. Looking at what I have.
No,
looking at recent play.
He was a coach.
Oh, yeah, he's coach. I'm just dumb. Don't mind me.
That's why you're the bot.
Yeah, that's why I have a training bot on.
I don't know.
I'm trying for the life of me.
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was Spork. Yeah, it was Spork.
Spork. I apologize, Spork. We're trying our hardest.
Yeah, doesn't say much. Like it's not getting the job done, but you know what can you do? So, when you're thinking about what you can play here, like I've seen Doom from. Oh god, we swapped colors. Now I'm all thrown off.
Yeah.
The Chocobros are red, so they're going to be attacking. Wait, they choose? Because the Army Academy chose the map, I assume, right? Because they lost, right?
Yeah. So did they choose
Chocobros chose attack?
That seems, I suppose,
questionable.
Yeah, you don't want like us where you're attacking like every single match. It's not as fun.
Right. I know, yeah. So because attack is a definite disadvantage, because then the attackers the second round know exactly what they need to do. Mm-hmm. So they like if they need just one fight, like if they full hold, then obviously they just need to get that one tick. So they just save all their ults to that one, and it's a super easy win. Remember back in the day when if you didn't capture anything, you literally just had to step on the point and you won.
Yeah.
You just get a tracer to go around the backside, just blink on the point and you win instantly.
Or a Sombra invisible. Oh man.
Well, was Sombra? I don't think Sombra was out when that was happening.
I think she came out at the end of it, but like, yeah.
Oh my god, bad times.
Into the match here.
Overwatch is definitely better now. Thank God that's not.
You always had to have someone on the point. It was a very weird
literally
time.
Stand on the point the whole time.
If you didn't have that person on the point, like.
Yeah, and then you had the coin flip.
Oh, the coin flip meta.
I like the coin flip, dude. I want to see it. How they do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. You just load in. Oh, I'm attack. I didn't even see the coin flip to know I lost.
Yeah. If you're a U.S. Academy here, you got to be wondering, are you going on Are you happy on defense here? Like, do you think they're attacking first on purpose because they're thinking like, hey, if they don't figure us out, we have the time to
The
cap
U.S.
and
Army's on
figure this out.
defense, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Because-
saying, but like, do you think they'd be happy with that attack, or do you think maybe on defense now they're a little disheveled, thinking like, hey, they have more time to solve our comp now than if we just rolled them?
Ready for battle.
I guess. I mean, they would have the same amount of time, like regardless. Like you start with the same time.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know. I assume there's no reason that anybody would not be happy to be on defense. Like
incoming.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh.
It's puzzling to me, but we'll see what happens. I guess.
I think you just have a knack for defense.
Yeah, I do love defending. That is true.
We
'Cause
might
I have
be
bad
seeing...
memories of coming through this choke by the truck and then a Doomfist hanging out because Doomfist just there's a bajillion places they can hide here.
3 DPS spamming you as you walk through that corridor.
3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Looks like we'll be seeing a Reinhardt Sigma and our usual comp here from
And what do you know, Pharah Bastion, dude, called it.
and it's a Bastion right up there with a Symmetra, maybe to teleport across. This could be an actual big strategy here from
Chocobros is getting exactly the place they want, dude. This is way too easy. They're not being punished at all for this adjustment.
Oh, that's a boop on the Orisa. She won't be teleporting anywhere anytime soon. Once again, they kind of just ignore the Bastion and they win it. A Sim TP goes across, looks like, but only Mage goes through. And nope, looks like the Bastion will be going through now and has a Sigma shield, but no one's left on the other side to create a crossfire. It's just one singular
If they had
fire.
done that Sim TP like 5 seconds, 10 seconds earlier, before they got to that spot, because
Yeah.
they would have won that fight, like easy. Like, what do? They just let them get behind them and flank them and boop them off. You can't do that. You gotta be preemptively adjusting to where they are so that they have all of the enemies in front of you if possible. It's just
Definitely, and
it's just
especially
what
on
they
that.
wanna do.
If they already rotated, you waste all their time if they rotate back, and then you just teleport back. But how is gotta be wondering how's Chocobros gonna deal with it now that they're on this point? A lot harder to find that flank angle.
Yeah, that's the ace in the hole for 2 CPs. The second point is like really hard to take, of course. So.
However, that Sim TP looks like it's being carried off the platform.
Take
Mage
it,
falls
take
off.
Take it!
That's a shatter and a barrage.
Oh
And they-
no, dude!
Oh, you have to wonder.
You had the
did
highlight
that-
reel ready, dude.
I
Oh.
think that TP actually getting carried around there might have just cost them a whole lot of time on the board.
Oh
That's
my
a
god.
full cap with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
Knocked by the freaking floating teleport. Wait, what do you call it? Platform. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wow, that TP, not teleporting platform, that platform,
That's what the Sim's saying. That
Yeah.
platform teleported there. I swear, guys. What the heck? It came out of
yeah,
nowhere.
I swear it's never there.
What the heck?
I don't know what to blame that on, map knowledge or just...
They still
in the
were
moment
like set up on the
thinking?
low ground. Like regardless of what happened, like
Yeah.
you didn't put it all in the Sim. You set up on
They
the
had
low
a
ground.
plan, but at the same time, they set up on the low ground against a Reinhardt.
Guys,
And
let's-
they let him just rush into him. If you go into that higher ground, that Reinhardt is gonna have a lot harder time to rush you. It's an old man who has to go
can't even do
upstairs.
it. Yeah, dude. He'd break his ankles coming out there. Dude.
Yeah,
He
make
can't
sure
do
you
it.
he'll be on life alert, I guess.
He'll be alive. Fallen can't get up. That's what's gonna happen. Because
Yeah.
you're gonna freaking just destroy him. He'll be on his back before you know it.
Not really what you want to see coming out of whatever here.
I don't know. That was weird. So, anyways, we will see Doomfist on the defense, which is like
Yeah.
one of the best
Oh.
defensive characters here. He can
If
hide.
this is, I'm looking at our US team here, and that's a very weird comp considering what they've been running. Looks like they might go for a full swap of DPS play.
We'll see. I mean, they might just try to go for the quick Widow shot on the Pharah because they know there's going to be
Yeah.
a Pharah and then swap, I assume. So,
I think
We'll
maybe
see.
they subbed in Revi because he's better at Moira maybe, and Spork was better at Baptiste. So maybe they're abandoning the Bastion idea. Look at that round. Oh, that's a quick shot on the Widow, but looks like
he's
she
dead.
will stay.
I think that's a good call. The Doofus can't really harm you, or he shouldn't be able to.
Looks like we're seeing engage here. Kind of split though. Widow taking the top left. Pharah's really not caring to battle each other. But this is a very weird engage. Ooh, looks like Widow for the side of US Army will fall. It will be rotating right. That's no rock. Hits the Reinhardt on accident, looks like. Sigma's in, gets a pick on the Moira, and this is a full engage here from the side Chocobros and we'll kill 4.
The US Army needs to give their Widows some more time. Like, the Widow got left out to dry, and the Pharah can just have her way with her, so...
Definitely.
Oh, there you go. It's not going to be much, but that's...
Yeah, it will be res.
He'll make him feel better about himself. Maybe they make something, if they make something happen the next 30
He'll
seconds,
be like,
it's
I
worthwhile.
clicked that head, dude, not my
Alright, dude,
fault.
I can do it again. He's got the mojo. Here we go. Going for the
We'll be
slingshot.
seeing a Shatter, Coalescence, and Doom Pistol from the side of Chocobros here. And only a Moira and Bout coming out from the side of US Army. Ooh, but he does click
I
the
told
head
you,
of
he's got a
Ono.
swagger, dude. He's going.
Yeah. Looks like... Oh, that's a huge pin. Looks like... We have a Rhine v Rhine. What is this, 2 years ago? Oh, looks like US Army might take this. They get all the picks.
The Chocobros made a questionable decision to engage them behind the choke. Like, they went past the choke.
They definitely went out of their own map space there. Maybe they were getting a little cocky here because, like, hey, we're up 2-0.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And the Doom was charging his fist in line of sight of the Widow, which is obviously the worst thing you could do. So that kind of threw it off. Maybe they felt like they had to go just because the Doofus got picked, but I don't know. You wait for them. You're supposed to wait for them to come in, especially when they have a Widow. You can easily line of sight her and make them come in, and then just jump pounce on them and destroy them. Especially if they go in that room to the right, or you know the attackers left when they're coming in like they did.
No one.
Maybe they're in that proactive mode too that they had to be in for that Bastion, and then this comp completely switches that around. Like, could be that too. But we see a lot of ults from both sides here. 4 from each, it looks like. Widowmaker almost killing Ponyo. His Reinhardt's a little bit pushed up than the rest of his team is. That could cause some bad issues. But that signal will lead into a Mercy kill. And the Widowmaker falls. This is a signal coming out. Looks like it's going to be from the side of Chocobros here winning. Only both supports left. Mercy does get rocked and get killed. Just the Coalescent, or the Moira left, not the Coalescent. She's not her ultimate.
The Chocobros used the Valk, which is kind of unfortunate, but the Sigma ult from the US Army came in really early, and then the Chocobros one got a lot more value. And they did a really good job that time of letting them come in to where they kill box, so to speak, and just pouncing on them then. So they're showing a lot more restraint here, which is definitely a good sign.
Looks like we see a Kree too coming out from the side of the US Army here. Maybe stun that Doomfist and get value on the far, but it could be enough. Too much for the Kree to do. And a pick from each side, one on the far, which uses the barrage, and the other on a tank. The tanks are fighting. That's a big slam coming in, but he doesn't get any value. But a barrage comes in from Mage, killing 2, killing 3, nonetheless.
The Sem on Pharah doing work, dude. He's making it happen. They're definitely gonna capture here. There's no way they come back.
Oh, that's a big stun too. If they didn't get that stun, maybe they don't win. But a ball does get on the point. This Reinhardt does have Shatter. Will he live to get it? He gets 3, and a Doomfist coming in gets 2. 3? Never mind. Tony, maybe you're eating your words here.
Oh no, dude.
That's
All
what
right,
we
here's
call
the
a
thing, here's the
caster
thing, here's the
curse.
thing. The Rhine charged off the point, single-handedly throwing the map, dude. Like he charged off the point, and right when he did that, they pounced on him, and there was nobody to swing their hammer, and then obviously the Shatter. Like,
yeah.
Had he stayed on the point, I swear they would have captured. That's why I was like, there's no way. They got a Rhine on the point. Like, you can't do it. You can't take it back.
Looks like we'll be seeing a return to
was
form
rough.
from definitely. They swapped to a Winston here, which is very weird for this point at least. And there's a return to form to yeah. I haven't seen that in like 3 years, much less 2. Looks like we might have a turret bomb here going on from the Sim, but all of our turrets get destroyed on the process. Looks like we see an engage here, but no one's really fighting. It's only a frontline battle here, but you gotta wonder, is they trying to play a sustain match? Ooh, looks like ignored high. We'll call high move get picked. Yeah, that's fair. It's Winston. Sigma comes out, gets the Doomfist in midair. Looks like now, I'm pretty sure that US Army is gonna take us. I've seen Doomfist 1v6s, but I don't think it's gonna happen today.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, maybe it felt like they're getting cocky with the Winston. Just like, you know what, I
that
have played
Winston
Winston
pick didn't quite fit into the rest of the team.
It doesn't.
Like...
Yeah, and like he jumped up to the top right and like alone, and then they just all focused him, and nothing else was. They like weren't getting punished for it, and then he just fell over, and then they're like, all right, well, what's next? We're gonna take this other target out. So that was just interesting.
Maybe they're thinking of playing like a bit more aggressive with that Winston, but the Reinhardt,
like, it could have in theory worked with a Doomfist. Like, obviously like jumping on with a Winston and the Doomfist at the same time is going to be a lot of damage, and you can get value. But like, especially because you just when you're defending, like you just need that one kill to turn the fight. Then you can use spawn advantage. It's fine. Monkey gets back pretty fast, but that's not what happened. He jumped to the side. Like you need to be super aggressive at the same time.
And thinking about it, like why the Winston there is really just used for his mobility, but he tried to abuse that mobility, but he just got caught out because they have a pull that can just pull him off of wherever he is.
That's another reason the meta isn't good for him, because you're playing with like a Mora, so you don't have that ranged heals. Like if he goes up there and they have an Ana shooting him from behind, it is in maybe,
definitely,
or even a Lucio with him. Like he wasn't getting any support. Like you can't get healed. Like you're alone.
Yeah.
So
I don't quite understand that swap, to be honest, and we may never understand that swap.
I definitely think it has merits, but you need to play it very specifically. Like that's kind of when you get these niche picks like that.
Definitely. And it looks like we'll be seeing what we saw for last time from Mage here on that Pharah.
Let's see if they can show them how to TP across the way and.
Ooh, yeah, looks like. Wow,
this is a better side, I think, for sure. This is a much better side because they can't rotate anywhere without taking damage.
And there's not much cover that they can move to cover
exactly.
themselves.
But if they do make it in that room, like you immediately TP over. Like don't let them set up. Okay, well they're doing a good swap. I think this is a good call.
They're swapping
counter
though. I don't know how that's gonna go. Maybe they're hoping that they're more experienced.
But they don't have the time for this. I think this takes time. Like unless like they mess up. Like the Chocobros mess up, like they're gonna take like the full minute and a half just to get that first full fight in.
I think they're gonna try and TP somewhere and set up, but Chocobros is going to have that knowledge of that TP. Looks like they'll be TPing under them. That's a weird TP. Are they gonna have a teleporter across here? Looks like the teleporter across will go. However, Sigma does fall, and the Mercy flies across. Oh, it doesn't get picked. Honestly, that was a very dangerous play that happened. I think this goes in the side.
Oh my god. I mean, my words, dude, that's a big break. They went across, they went underneath. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Because when they TP'd over, they didn't have the Risha shield for like a few seconds, and then the bat came down. But by that time, that the Ban Beyond was able to just like light him up for like 10 seconds straight without having a counter bastion and turret mode. So that was awesome.
Maybe once again though, if we had a more proactive sim teleporter, maybe we see something different.
True.
Oh, that's a teleport onto the point. But looks like we've already seen swaps to affect this into Chocobro's old comp, but Orisa does fall. That's a huge barrage. Gets one so far. Looks like a second will fall. And spawn advantage is huge here. If you play this slow from Chocobros, this is definitely a very winnable fight. Oh, looks like we see picks from each side. That could be a huge sim wall. She does place a TP down to get people back faster, looks like. But the Rhino will be coming in. This is going to... Looks like it's going to go into the side of Chocobros here.
Yeah, it was a good try for sure. I definitely like the strategy, but the problem is now they've all in on that. And you have only 20 seconds, I guess, so we couldn't really get a full fight anyway. But you invested, the wall. At that point, you need to be swapping to faster characters.
And they're gonna keep this Bastion for his ultimate, but looking at the tanks, they don't really have a way of setting him up without him getting punished by this Pharah.
It's gonna be very hard for him to get value out of this. Very hard to get value out of this ultimate.
Especially with he's a little too early like that. The Hammond doesn't get picked off. Ryan looks like he may get a little too cocky. Looks like Chocobros might have gotten a little too cocky and maybe are going to get punished for it. Sigma will come out. Doesn't get a pick though. Ed Revy is going to fall. Just Sigma and Mage left. Looks like Mage, the sim, is going to fall. It is just Sigma. Or Winks. Oh, no, the ball is coming back in. Slams down. And looks like he's about to fall? I can't. He has a lot of health and he does not make it back to the point.
Yeah, they kind of made some questionable plays going into that Bastion, but at the end of the day, like, he's not gonna get enough value. Like it's gonna be so hard for him to ult shoot the Pharah. Like the Pharah would have to be like way too close. And the Doomfist went in and got picked by him, which you definitely could have avoided that and made him come in and use the whole ultimate basically to get inside of you. But it's just not gonna happen.
Maybe if you play a little bit more cohesively there too from U.S. Army, they seem very split on when they were going in and when they were going to even see the enemy.
It was the clock, I think, that got to them, and I wish they would swept up the Smash or something faster. Maybe they could have probably more, especially since she just used her what do you call her wall. If she would have changed like a soldier, even that would have been really good to just pressure out the Pharah a little bit.
Definitely.
I mean, I guess the Doom kind of destroys you, but you got to pick your poison there. Maybe go Tracer, but I don't know.
See another TP onto a moving platform. We saw how well that went for them last time.
I've never had more interactions with the moving platforms in a single game. This has been This has been interesting.
Maybe, just saying, maybe we see a Bastion on those floating platforms. It could happen. I'd
Yeah.
love to see it happen.
So now they're taking a page out of Chocobo's book, setting up on the other side because they're like, "Oh, that was really cool. I like that." And then
Yeah.
if they make that adjustment with the temp, you can even put the symmetric turret up before the shield even goes down, like immediately. Like the chances are they won't be able to kill it, right? If you place it away from like out of line of sight. So that's what I like to see.
Yeah, with double shield especially too, you have enough shields. There's not enough shield break in the game really right now to prevent that double shield from just winning out for against any spam.
The Sigma needs to be watching for that Doom in the backside,
That
though. Winks need to be watching.
However, is exposed, so maybe the Pharah can pick it off, and then they can engage. But looks like they'll be just pressuring out the point here. Ooh, the Sim.
No.
Where did that TP? Oh, the TP doesn't even go to the other high ground. It goes low ground. I don't quite understand that. Ooh, but Sim's on the point here alone, trying to find value. Looks like she's just going uncontested for now, but now she's gonna get punished. Mercy looking for blood. Meanwhile, we have people fighting in the Mega.
That was awkward that they went to the low ground. I don't know what that's all about.
especially
Ryan, once again, is going to find amazing value in that room. So
yeah,
that was weird. And the Doom was able to just walk up the stairs uncontested. So, I mean, they either need to get out before he gets up there, or, you know what, just like contest him, like with a Sigma. Like a Sigma is getting a lot of value just contesting that Doomfist and making sure he can't do what he wants.
Looks like we're going to have Sim wall on the side of the U.S. Army here, which could be huge, seeing how they've used them before. But we also have Coalescence and Shattered. That's the Sim wall coming out. Looks like it might not get massive value due to disengage from the side of Chocobros here. The Pharah is in the backline. They do get a pick on the Widowmaker, and they're kind of split right now in resources between that Doomfist Pharah and the front line. Shatter finds nothing. Actually, no, it finds the Sim. I apologize. Pharah dies to Winks. Is going to get res though. Attacks left on the field. Both die to us. Good uppercut. Pharah, Widow's coming back. Looks like that is going to be game.
Yeah, the Doom was getting a lot of value. The Widow pick just it's hard to make work, especially against two shields. You know, it's not Orisa, but that's irrelevant whenever the shield's not breaking. You know what I mean? It's a moving shield, I guess, and he's just fodder at that point. The Doom was obviously like unknown to them until somebody was dead, and when you have the Pharah just able to do what she wants as well, it's just it's not going to work out for you.
Maybe you place a Sim turret in that hallway to know, like, oh, is someone coming? Oh,
yeah, sure, yeah, you could definitely use the Symmetra in that way.
Yeah. Use it as a little alarm for yourselves.
Oh. Alarm.
Was that the fourth? That was not the fourth map, was it?
It's the third map. Is it best out of 5? Oh. Well, they're saying GG's, that's why I was curious.
Yeah.
We play 4.
Yeah.
I lost somebody.
Mage said he had to go, which could be big considering
he's had enough, dude.
Yeah. No, he's just leaving. Okay. So he looks like he had to go, unfortunately.
Spork's back. Wait, so
my big man Spork!
wait. He wasn't playing DPS before though, right? Like he was a support. So I'm interested to see what they do here. Because now they won't have the Sim main. Their whole strategies are just out the window now.
Yeah, maybe they swap it up now.
They're gonna have to play outside their comfort zone, which is in most people's comfort zone, which is the normal meta, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They win this. It's gonna be a weird one.
The Bastion sets up. He's like, "Where's my TP? I need it."
Where's the Sim wall? Where's the Sim wall?
Yeah, Spork. God dang it, dude! You're no mage. I'll tell you that right now. I miss mage.
I miss my Sim buddy. And honestly, Mage, with playing Symmetra, he might be the in-game leader.
Oh, really?
If you think about it, because you have to have those. He's probably got the brain for those separate. Well, he's the only one. He plays Sim the most.
He's got those equations swirling around his head.
He's got the equations like, if I place the teleporter here, it'll be broken in exactly 8.2 seconds.
Yeah, the angle of this teleporter leads to me to be able to get high ground, which at high ground the Ryan can attack me. Oh.
Yeah. A little bit weird. Looks like we have someone dropping from Chocobros too. I don't know if that's maybe it's a DC or no, they said they're swapping. Ignore me. I'm just dumb.
Once again, I don't know who left. I don't know.
It wasn't Bobo.
Yeah, there's 2 people now, 3 including Spork. It's Bobo, and Mage
Mm,
that I know, and I actually know Raytheon because of his sick pulls,
mm.
which I haven't seen since. But I can't remember if they played the other team if Chocobros played Doomfist. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
It's just it hadn't come. Like I think they've just adjusted the playstyle because he's like, it's just the one and done. You're like, all right, the guy knows how to pull. I'm just gonna wait until my team's in, so that by the time they actually do it to pull, it's not gonna be me, or it'll be so insignificant that they're all dead. So.
So have you casted Chocobros before? Or
No, I've not.
Okay, I was wondering because I was gonna ask you if you've seen them play this style before. Like, is this? I was wondering. You gotta wonder with this. Is this their normal style, with that Reinhardt and whatever, or is this something that they like labbed out against these guys? Like, hey, they're gonna be running Sim. What can we do to counter that? Make sure that Sim doesn't get any value.
Well, they've been playing a lot of Bastion. You know what I mean? That they're going against the U.S. Army Academy, U.S. Academy Army.
Yeah.
Yes. They've played a lot of Bastion, so sometimes you feel like you're forced into the Rhine if you want to play that aggressive style, which you know they're doing well. So I doubt it's their norm, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
we did see them run it at the very beginning, so a little bit weird, but
true, that's true. I mean, I don't know.
Then again, Mage is known as a streamer in the community, so maybe.
Yeah, they got the info, they got the read on them ahead of time.
Yeah, they have the
but now
critical
Mage is gone, so
information.
all that knowledge is out the window. Like it's worthless.
Hmm.
Only what they've gathered from the other 5 in the first 3 maps.
Yeah. Looks like we'll be going into Eichenwald here. Pretty good farm map.
Oh, it's an amazing farm
But
map. Like,
also a good Bastion map on the first point, really.
Well, Bastion Fara. Let's see,
Yeah.
but I guess it depends who's on defense.
And we have seen that out from Chocobros. We did swap sides again, however, so yeah, even more confusion.
No, they're still red, right?
No, they were
still red.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just dumb. Ignore me.
I had to think about it, so it says this thing is hard.
I just have that much of it.
I like to think before I talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a DPS player. I don't have to do that legally. It's like
because if I would have spoken immediately, I would have assumed yes, they swapped again. But because they ignored Python, so I'm like I'm all thrown off. Like you swap 1 out of 12 players, and I'm just gone. Swap 2, which is what happened here, and now like I don't even know what game we're playing right now.
Yeah, we were just teased with the Torba there, but it looks like we're gonna be seeing.
I don't take any information unless it's like 5 seconds left. Like I don't even get it.
Well, I mean, on defense, to be fair, you kind of have to.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't see. See, I didn't even look at him either yet. I wasn't even ready.
Yeah.
I gotta do my thing. Oh, look at that! It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a mace spinning around here. That's a DPI by.
Wait, let me get that first-person perspective. Oh god, that hurts.
You can make an old man nauseous, Tony. Watch out. Looks like we'll be seeing a weird comp on offense here of double spam. Maybe they're expecting a Bastion again, which it's right there. But Spork on the Bastion this time instead of Band Beyond. Does play a lot of May. That's a pull here. Forcing out Reiner. Looks like they're going to be pushing in here. Baptiste's playing kind of separated. If they fall back, that Baptiste might have trouble getting with the team. And he's rotating the team, but he has to use Immortality Field to rotate. And the Reinhardt gets a pin on the Moira here. But you gotta wonder who's more consequential here. If we're going pick for pick, Pharah for Bastion. Who could be next? Looks like they're kind of split right now on the side of Chocobros. Pushing up. It's another pick for pick. A Orisa for a Mercy. Ooh, but Ono gets the kill on Wings, and the kill on May is confirmed. Looks like this will be taken by Chocobros without any contest. We will have the Fire Barrage coming up on the side of Chocobros, so that's weird. 1 second. Tony, you can speak. I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. Tony, I believe you're muted. Looks like
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, my internet is struggling.
Oh no,
dude. It's fine.
The Pharah's ult. What do you know? Like every 1.2 fights, we got ult.
Yeah. It's really fast, especially considering they're on offense this time, not even defense. Junkrat trying to spam, but only hitting the wall below him. Ooh, that's Baptiste build coming up. Ooh, gets the Reinhardt low, but to no avail. A barrage comes in from behind. They get a Widowmaker kill. They'll res the Pharah behind. Bastion drops all alone. What happened there? Some miscommunication, maybe. But then, looks like Baptiste will fall. A Coalescence coming up from the side of U.S. Army.
This is the recurring thing for U.S. Army, is that they aren't punishing the rotations. Like, Chocobros are just getting exactly where they want, and before they take any damage. That's the big factor.
Yeah. Maybe they need to be using those pulls a little bit more effectively, because we didn't see anyone getting pulled out of position there when they had that Baptiste field up.
Yeah, it's weird, because Raytheon's pulls on Doomfist are so good, but here it's just like, they're not getting value.
That's a very early Bastion, trying to make sure he has it for the fight. Looks like Bongo will come out too. Winx does fall. Oh, but 2 people fall at the same time from the side of Chocobros. 3. Looks like this is going to go on the side of the U.S. Army.
Oh, this is like the worst, dude. That's like the longest distance from spawn to second point.
I think Chocobros lost that on purpose. Look at their ultimates. They only invested 1 ultimate into that fight. Meanwhile, U.S. Army invested everything they had.
They might have just heard all the ultimates and decided, yeah, true. Or I can't remember if somebody got picked off early, but this is going to be very, very tough, especially with Band on Widow.
Yeah, and they do know
I think they would want to swap off the Pharah, maybe, right?
Yeah, and they do know that U.S. Army has the tendency to over-ult some fights, so maybe they're hoping every single ult they had was just going to be thrown out there, and that's what it seems like happened, but...
Well, the Widows could get caught here, maybe. Choose to get out.
Looks like they are rushing after, but Lucio goes to peel.
Oh,
they're going on the bridge! Oh, but he gets shattered! He gets knocked out. This is a fight in a spot I don't think I've seen before. Oh, Tire comes out, and a barrage. A little bit of over-ulting, I think, from the side of Chocobros there.
Wow, dude, shattered on that other side bridge? I've never seen that before in my life.
Yeah, he even killed the Widowmaker with said shatter.
That's what you get, dude, for the good deeds, dude. Gets punished.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, like, he could have easily been wall riding there, like, to avoid it, like... So,
yeah.
You know, it was a good strategy, but at the end of the day, like, yeah.
And that Widowmaker, honestly, might have been able to get out on her own. She was far enough away. Lucio was actually behind the Widowmaker. This isn't a very aggressive play coming out from the side of Chocobros. Engaging on the right, they kill him. They're gonna touch the spawn doors.
It's just spawn camping.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Moira on the payload, tweeting from the payload. That's that's an old meme right there. Looks like they're gonna regroup and spawn. Swap to the Doomfist and a Kree here. But looks like Junkrat's on the flank here.
You can't even leave spawn, dude. McCree's estimated.
Wow.
I see a Zarya. That's weird.
Yeah. Reinhardt is shielding a Junkrat off on the side. Oh, he was trapped. I didn't realize. The Ryan falls. That's a shatter that's elongated. Finds 1 Moira. That's a barrage coming out. Finds the whatever. Looks like we'll be having a cap here. Oh, maybe. Nope. I take back my words. And now we'll be having a cap at 3 minutes.
That's so. The McCree was just too late. Like, McCree is so good on that bridge. Like, obviously Widow is too, but like, if you get high noon on that bridge, you can literally just zone everybody, and then like easily take out Pharah if she uses her booster. So
definitely,
that was just weird, because when you play Pharah on that, or sorry, Widow on that second point, she goes in with the kiss. Like, obviously the risk is that they go up through castle, which they didn't even do. They actually just chase her down. But it's so hard once they get that far to play Widow in that spot. Like, that's an offensive Widow spot. That's not a defensive one. Once they get under the arch, so that's in the end why that they lost that point for sure.
Maybe too, we're seeing these missed rotations like we saw at the Bastion, and those missed like opportunities for pulls. Maybe we're seeing that from their leadership being gone too, like I said with Mage being
possible. Gone. But then again, on this guy, they still let them do the same thing where they were playing Bastion, and then Chocobos just got exactly where they wanted it. Then they said 3, 2, 1, let's go, and they all attacked at the same time, and U.S. Army died. So, you know,
that's a very fair point.
I was having deja vu, man. I swear it's tough, because like, you have to have a plan ahead of time. You have to say, okay, if they come this way, we go this way. Because with Bastion, it's not like the strategies are just like where you go and where you set up. There's really nothing much else to it. So you gotta have that preemptive strategy.
You can definitely, with Bastion, he's very unique because you can have those strategies for wherever teams are gonna go. It's not a very complex thing. It's basically the same thing over and over. Unless they're running a very weird and wacky comp.
Yeah, but if you're down 3-0 and like they're doing really well and whatnot, and have you on the back foot, maybe you aren't quite at the missile stake to make that.
Yeah. Ooh, a Maywall there for an engage tool. That's not something I've seen in about a few months. But looks like an engage the Reinhardt.
Oh my god.
This is... Are we seeing goats again?
I've seen
Revy does
Reaper the
fall.
first time this map here.
Oh, there was 3 people chasing one McCree in a small alleyway, which caused the rest of the team to fall because there was 4 people on like 3 people, and you can't really have that.
Yeah, the McCree from Chocobros just destroyed them. I love the strategy from U.S. Army. They actually were in the right spot and they were doing the right plays, but the McCree went unanswered for way too long and just got massive value.
And then as soon as they tried to answer them, they answered them with way too many resources, putting 3 people into them.
Well, they still didn't get them, so
yeah.
You need I think it's like obviously really important, but it was too late, and you know, you just destroyed them.
Looks like they'll be rotating to the right this time, instead of opting not to use the Maywall. Reaper flanks on the left, but doesn't get any value. Looks like they can push him back. Reaper's behind now. Maywall gets split. Reaper falls to the Doomfist. That's a McCree ult. And this is going to be an 8 engage on the side of Chocobros. Gets 2, 3, and that's 4.
No matter what the character Bobo's playing, every 1.2 fights he has ult. That's what's happening.
It's even with that 12% increase, he's still nailing them down.
That's why it's 1.2 instead of 1.
Yeah, that's fair. You would have it literally every fight if it wasn't, to be honest. That's
at the beginning of every fight, exactly, yes.
Wow. Oh, flank shatter!
Oh, dude.
Oh no, you hate to see that.
That kind of echoes what we were talking about, like the mental state is just not there in the communications, because you would think that would be something you would check, but
and maybe that
happens to
affects.
everybody, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Reaper, he's going for the big play.
Well, maybe that affects how you play too, like later on, but then again, they're not looking so good already, so...
And the McCree, like, on that last attack where they actually got to the point, like, he was in the tower. Like, he was so... You could so easily just overrun him, but for whatever reason, like, they didn't spot him fast enough, or they didn't check it, or they just ignored him for some reason, so...
I can tell you, they're gonna be definitely checking that fight, or checking where that Reinhardt is.
Yeah, oh yeah, true.
Oh, McCree, there's the 1.2 fights we've been talking about. Signal comes out, catches 3. Oh my god, that's brutal.
And they're still using ult.
High Noon Signal coming out, and an investment from the side of the U.S. Army, which is the same amount of ultimates as was put into the fight.
There's no way you come back for this mentally. There's no way you come back for it, dude.
Well, we're on the 4th map, luckily so. If they won't have to after this map.
Oh, good wave all though.
Oh yeah, that's a beat though for sustain. Maybe he's a little bit too early, so the Signal does get value.
Yeah, the shield's still there.
Oh, maybe this is US Army making their comeback. They have 2 picks right now. 3, 4, 5. All right, looks like this is gonna go inside US Army with a team kill.
They did engage him where U.S. Army wanted to engage, to be fair. I think they got a little too cocky. That's the 2C, or the, not 2CP, but the capture point syndrome, where you just get so, you kind of get a little bored eventually. Like, you're just like, okay, I want to use my ultimate, or I want to kill them, and it gets you punished. You're too far forward.
You get that feeling of, I've held my ult for way too long right now.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
am I doing something wrong? But you're still winning. Like, maybe at that beat, they're thinking, oh, we beat engaged, got a little cocky, forgot that they had Signal that they had to go up against. This is a Bastion on the payload. Oh, that's a big slam coming up, but Immortality Field is still up. He gets a Kree. He does... Bastion does fall, but looks like Reinhardt will too. This is going to be a lost fight, it looks like.
That was really awkward. The Bastion was left out to dry, and he got just dunked on by the Sigma, but they still managed to find it because they have a Reinhardt instead of Arista, so that's why the shield was missing, but then when they got collapsed on, so it's like a very different style. The shield is obviously not as good, but once you get close, so that's why I would think they need to play as a long game right now, the Chocobos at least.
Spork just got cut out there by a stray Moira orb leading to where his position was. Bastion gets launched up. Will they kill him before he hits the ground? Yes, they will. Oh, that's a one-man shatter onto him, but they don't get the kill after a flashbang comes in from above and they shred him. Lynx does, however, get the kill on Bobo. Reinhardt is kind of split here, but he's playing with a big ego right now. He's pushing in.
Yeah, the shatter after the fight's lost, it's just a symptom of the way the game's going.
That Reinhardt's playing in a sneaky position right now. We've seen this before from him. Looks like they might be trying to find out where that Reinhardt is. They don't know where he is, and they're afraid. Looks like they're passing him now.
McCree's in a great spot. He's
will
gonna be able
spot
to
him.
dunk well.
Yeah. Oh, Hainu comes from above. I think that's when they're
Oh,
planning
no.
to put the shatter from behind him, but he did get spotted. However, he does still get one on parry. A barrage also comes from behind, killing too. Spork does, however, pick up Ona, but it's too little too late for them. It looks like it's going to be a victory in this fight for Chocobros.
Yeah, the castle's just so strong to take in. They aren't even like getting close to the payload with the Bastion.
Mhm.
Like you need, and even when he gets his ultimate, like it's gonna be so easy for them to just line aside it or just put their shields up. They got 2 shield tanks. It's just, oh, there we go, swap. Okay, I think that's a good
No,
call,
Spork
but
falls
maybe too late.
in his spawn, I think. Wow, that's
Yeah, that's weird.
unfortunate.
He just spammed the spawn door, I guess, and just ran into it.
Hey, that's what you gotta do. I'm kind of
Super
sad we're
effective.
not seeing another flank shatter, but they might be expecting it after they've caught it. But we see a flank McCree maybe going for the flashbang and then shatter. I think
Oh,
that's what we'll
he's
see.
been spotted.
But he does get spotted. He gets charged,
Oh
but
my
he still gets a knockdown. But the Kree does fall. The Widowmaker does fall by the Pharah. This Reiner is still alive right now. Still getting kills. Sigil does come out. The charge almost killing the Kree again, but he flashes him. Hainu coming in, and it's not enough right now. Looks like we'll be rushing to the spawn door here with Chocobros. That's a Reiner charging at your spawn door,
I will.
and that is going to be games. That was a match.
It seemed
was-
like not much change with the swaps. Like it seemed
Yeah.
like the maps pretty much went the same.
It was
Uh,
very close at the first 2 maps, though, was the thing. In the second half, however, like, U.S. Army just seemed down and out.
They
honestly.
figured out, yeah, they figured them out. Like, US Army have a particular way of playing it, and they play it well, like, generally speaking,
Yeah.
outside some of the rotations, but once you get it dialed in, like, they have to swap or do something else, but...
Especially when you're running a niche pick like that, too, you have to learn either... When you play it really well, sometimes there's just ways of countering it, and you have to learn to play something else, too, and
It's
you have
just
to learn to
so
play
hard
that well.
Yeah, it's so hard to attack on Bastion when the enemy has a high spot, like, high ground. Like, it's so
Yeah.
hard, because you set up, and then if you're shooting at somebody, they can just instantly hide if they want, or if they're a character that can put a shield up, they'll put a shield up and then hide or whatever. So they can play literally however they want it. So you're not going to be able to do what you want.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah. It's a very strong showing from Chocobros, though, considering it was a number 2, like, SR team versus number 1 SR team here, and Chocobros came out on top with a solid 4-0. So,
yeah. I mean, and we played a variety of maps too, except for I don't think we played a control, but oh yeah, we did play control. But
we played everything.
yeah, we did play everything. So I mean, every single type of map they had a strategy that worked for them.
Yeah.
They had a read on U.S. Army for sure.
Definitely. The first map, it was just Chocobros finding their footing. After that, they definitely found their footing, and they kind of just rolled with it. And it's not really what you want to see, I guess. I don't think.
Yeah,
Well,
they got a lot. The U.S. Army has a lot that they can look at to improve on. I think
Mhm.
rotations is the big thing, and then just understanding your win condition when it comes to the Bastion, like where he's acceptable. Like,
yeah,
if that's your one thing, like you're better off playing something you're not as comfortable at if it's like infinitely better, which it certainly is on a lot of these attack points.
definitely.
But
Well-
regardless, it was a good match to watch, and
Yeah,
you know they definitely, I think they have potential, the U.S. Army that is, but
yeah.
they just
Definitely
need to
as
make
the
some
season
small
goes on.
changes and just be preemptive.
Yeah, definitely. If they're improving as that season goes on, they can make a comeback in those playoffs. Maybe beat Chocobros in those playoffs, because Chocobros is going to play other matches. They're going to know, is this their one play style? If it is, they can counter it, right?
Yeah, because then other teams are going to see it too and just be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's how you beat them. Yeah.
Anyways, that was a great match from both sides. I've had a hell of a time casting HE double hockey stick time casting with you. Yeah. No problem.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I couldn't hear you before. That was
Yeah,
weird.
no, there's a weird thing there.
And then, yeah, I don't know. This Discord server, it's not cutting it.
Yeah, it showed you as muted for me.
Oh, really? That was weird.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if it was.
We might have just
So
been talking
weird.
at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I instantly assumed it was like, so Essel's going to figure out what's going on with him.
I was like, and then I messaged you like, yeah, it's
thank
on
you.
your end, by the way.
I was like, what? Because I never have internet issues or anything with Discord, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah. That's a good match. It's definitely a match.